Hi everybody, I'm going to show you really quickly how I made this little haunted house on MDS and cut it out with my Cameo silhouette. First, on MDS, basically what I created was this shape with punches. So really quickly, let's do a blank page. And I started out with just a square punch. And I know that I can only get three. If I need four of them, they can be no wider than 3 inches across. But I also need another tab over here to close it. So I made these, let's see how wide I made them, about 2.76. So, whoops. So I'm going to drag this, I'm going to eyeball it and see up here I can use these guides too. But then when I double click on it, it'll tell me it's 2.4 wide, 2.4 inches wide. I'm sorry, it's been a long day. So I'm just going to grab it and go up a little bit, 2.75, and this will automatically change when you do that. Now I think, let's see what my height, it doesn't really matter, it can be whatever you want. The height up here on this one was a little bit different. So now I have that, and I'm just going to fill it with black. I find that I think it just looks better over there on the silhouette and I can see it better. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is add another square, and this is the bottom flap. All right, so I'm going to, undo. I'm going to drag this handlebar so that it's just the same width like that. And I'm going to fill it. We're going to do 4 of these, and these will make the little flaps along the bottom. Now, I made mine just a tiny bit skinnier so that I don't have a whole bunch of overlapping paper. When you fold all 4 of them up, if they're all about the same size, it's going to be a little bit cumbersome. So I just made them a little bit skinnier to create those cut lines easier. Now at the top, I am going to insert a triangle, basic triangle punch. Again, I'm going to match the size up here like this. And I'm just going to scoot it down, make sure it looks right. And you can zoom in to see up close. I think I want it a little bit bigger and a little bit skinnier. Okay, you see how I made it exactly how I wanted it, just using those handlebars. Again, fill it in with basic black color fill, and there is one panel. Okay, so now what I can do is control and click on all 3 and control G, and that groups them. So now it's just one piece. And what I'm going to do is copy and paste, control C, control V, and I'm going to line them up right next to each other. Let's zoom back out a little bit. And I'm going to continue to do that until I have 4. Now, 2 of my sides were squares. And I find, let's see, while I'm doing this, I find that using my arrow keys to move them real close to each other works better. But back to this top panel, 2 of them, let's look at the picture, 2 of them are a square, you can see here, to kind of make that peaked roof. So now that I have all of those, I'm going to click them all and align them so that they're all at the same height. So I'm going to align them all at the top. So that made sure they were all lined up like this. Now I need to change this peak. Actually, I need to change this peak and this peak. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to do Control Shift G, and that's going to ungroup it. So I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to just copy, Control C, Control V, that square, and drag it up here. Now, I made it smaller down there, so I've got to make sure that I drag it out a little bit and make sure it's the same width. And if when you do this, you can click on it to see 2.76. I need to make this one 2.76. Just drag it down a little bit, 2.76 inches wide. And now I'm going to use my arrow key to make sure it fits together just right. Okay, so over here, Control Shift G, I've ungrouped it, get rid of that, and now I can just copy this one because it's the perfect width and paste it over here. Now the last thing we need to add is a little panel over here, and this will just be the little panel that you put adhesive on that will glue into here. And so all I'm going to do, let's see, we just need something that's the same height but skinny. So I'm copying that one and I'm pasting it over here, and I'm going to make it a little bit smaller like that. So when you cut this out, you will score between each one of these lines with your Simply Scored, and then you'll score here, and you'll score, yeah, no, you're going to score up here, score here and across here and down each one of these. Okay, so now I have it exactly how I want it. And you know what, I take that back. I think you are going to score. Let's look at the picture. You do want to score right here. You're just not going to score on the triangles. Okay, so now we got to get it over to the Cameo, the silhouette. So I'm going to share and export it. Do you want to save the changes? You would click yes. I've already gotten mine, so I don't want to change it. We need to save it as a JPEG. And I've got some other things in here, so I would only click the one that I want to save and click OK. And you would finish it, save it. Now go over to your Cameo and you're going to File, Merge, and find the file that it's in, and nothing's going to come up because it's looking for silhouette files. So click the drop down, select JPEG, there's your project. And when it opens up, it's already going to be that 12 by 12 size that you had it, because over there we were creating it on a 12 by 12 paper. So now I'm going to come up here, select Trace Area, and I'm going to drag this and make sure I get every part of it like that. Now, in essence, this should, where all the yellow line is, that should be the cut area. But when I trace the outer edge and I drag this away, well, it actually worked. A lot of times when I do this, for some reason, it gives me this double cut line here, and I'm not sure why. I'm not a silhouette expert, and I do not know why it does that. So I'm going to go back a little bit. I'm doing undo, undo, and show you what I do. When I cut and I get that double line, when I click trace and it's giving me a double line, I come over here and I fill in these as high as they can go. We want this guy as filled in with yellow as we can go. So I'm going to play with these until I see him all yellow. So there we go. And now trace the outer edge, drag that off, and there you have it. And it's going to cut in between all of these places for you. And all you have to do is score, 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 add your sticky strip, and you have your cute little haunted house or milk carton or whatever you want to call it. All right, thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.